All right. GsG. This is the first attempt, and we're gonna just be uploading this. Sorry if the quality is awful. We have tried our best. I'm Scott Robb, sitting
I'm-
next to me over here,
I'm LMNOP.
and we're gonna talk you through Outward, which is the game that we're showing you today. Unfortunately, there's no audio captured on Outward.
But I'm sure we're gonna find some open source music to put behind this, so that you can hear something in those silence gaps.
At least something at all. So we've just started, and I'm sort of running John through the basics. We've had a little bit of a starter episode that we didn't show you guys so that I could really teach him how to not die.
Yeah, I've never played this game before until this session that we've started. Not this session.
The first one.
Yeah.
So this is really session 2,
Mhm.
and this is the first time actually like getting into and really playing the game. If you have played Outward before, this is starting from a point where we have just finished the sort of opening quest line, if you will, and we have kept our lighthouse in the phase of the game. And now we're teaching John about water and the.
Yes, I'm intently studying this water purification unit, wondering where it goes. Unfortunately, the door seems to be nailed shut or locked or something.
Yeah. We're also teaching him that this is the starter area and everything isn't quite done to such a specification that you might want.
In case you haven't guessed, I'm on the bottom.
And this is also a an open source game, or not open source. This is a early access game still. They've got a couple modifications and things like that. We're not playing on that. We're playing on just space vanilla. And this is us going through it. We're about to do a short run for you guys.
It's kind of funny that the vanilla version would have an outfit like that and a shield like that crazy mushroom cat. I love it.
There's so many details that are in here that are just like you should play if you haven't.
And here we go.
Mm-hmm. To be the very first upload for the GsG channel. We're intending on giving the sort of backstage look at all of the editing that goes into the channel. Everything that is actually something that you might want to watch.
Should I tell him?
Yeah.
Should I tell him about Twitch?
You should. You should tell them about Twitch.
Well, that's going to be our goal, is to live stream that sort of process. So you're going to watch us edit while we edit, and then our edited footage is going to come up on YouTube to peruse at your pleasure.
Oh man, we really just murdered that dude. It wasn't even fair. Okay, all right.
No, but he was looking at us funny.
No, he was giving me some money, bro, and I was like, I tried to give him a couple swipes, like, hey, stay away, and dude didn't want to listen, so we just had to give it to him.
Well, look how detailed this game is. It was telling him he's in pain.
Right. And it's still currently telling me I'm in pain. I like the fact that there's the 2 markers that you can see, like at the bottom left of the top screen. You can see there's a red hexagon, and then if you look at the top screen's character, you can also see that
it's a pentagon.
Oh, Pentagon. Yeah. Don't do math live, y'all. Don't do math live.
Yeah,
So
you're a little scarier.
if you look at the character also, then you can see some small red effect on the character itself.
Oh yeah, the particle swirls.
So
Very cool.
you get for each effect, you get a character model effect, and you'll also get a bottom left marker to show you a little more about what that effect does and what it is happening to you.
Mhm.
Red one will be like a bad thing. There's some purple ones for once we actually unlock magic,
Yeah.
and it'll tell us like this purple magical effect is happening to you.
And this is about the time in game that we were having a very similar conversation.
Oh yes, exactly,
Yeah.
about all of these things.
That's so cool. And if you're interested in that sort of ideology, though, that weird particle effects around people, Brandon Sanderson has a book series called The Way of Kings, and in it there are sprites that do just that. When people are jealous, jealousy sprites start flitting around their head. When somebody is extremely happy, happy sprites come flitting around them. So it's a very weird like world mechanic to live in a place where you cannot hide your emotions.
Where you can just see everything that's going on with any other person.
When you're in love, love sprites come and you can't help it.
I almost feel like there wouldn't be a reason to do like communication about one's feelings anymore. You just have to go, hey, you're feeling away, aren't you?
There's probably lying sprites. Oh, these butterflies are fun. They're a safe zone.
Yeah, that's where you sleep if you don't want to have anybody mess with you at night when you sleep. By the way, Outward as a game, all of the survival mechanics are in it, but it's based in more of a fantasy world that you don't need to like build you don't need to go and make all of the processes to keep yourself alive. You just go and find the food and eat the food and sleep and drink the water.
Insert epic fantasy use here.
Oh yeah, no, that's real.
These now, can you go to every mountain that you see?
I think for the most part in a zone, eventually we'll bring up a map and you can see that.
Yeah, you'll probably need to pause it because I know I accidentally bring up a map for about 2 seconds at one point.
And
unless he's cut it out.
I think you can get to pretty much every place that's at least within the bound of the zone. I haven't checked with like turning off the collision physics or anything like that, so maybe there are some hills that are too steep for you to actually climb, but I'd have to play with it. I have to know a little more and do some more in-depth on it.
And that's what this is all about. We're gonna find this game out. Scott Rob's got a little bit of a head start on me, but now it's the two of us and we're playing this thing.
By the way, if you do enjoy this content and you like this content and you want to see some more of it, you maybe just don't like this particular game, leave in the comments a little bit about exactly what games you think we should be playing, or maybe some editing help you could sorely use if you're actually a videographer or a sound editor.
So right now we have 3 in mind. So we have this one, one that I saw on your desktop. PV.
Yes. What is that called? That one.
Something Battlegrounds?
No, it's not PUBG.
No.
PUBG. Let's figure this one out.
Oh, and This is the part. So there's that one of those little birdies,
Oh yeah.
and I'm trying to get him to chase me because to our left here you'll see two hyenas that I captured just for a second there. So I was trying to have him lock onto me because he obviously was trying to climb that cliff. He was trying to get me, but then he lost interest and we never did get them to fight.
I'm not sure if these are the hyenas that we wind up encountering later. Oh, sorry. That game, by the way, that we're also putting in is going to be called Phantom.
And that's in early access.
In early access on Epic Games launcher. If you have it, if you're a Fortnite fan, and maybe you're looking for something a little different.
And then take a guess. Take a guess in the comments about our third game, and I guarantee you, probably 70% of you will guess correctly.
At least based on our current understanding of how the metrics work. Another thing that I really am just so jazzed about this game with is that just how much discoverable features there are just everywhere. Especially in these overworld areas. If there's a thing and you can see it, it's probably interactable and it probably has something neat to give you.
Yeah.
And you got to do some searching for it. It's not just there and available.
There it is.
Ah, here's the map. All right. So if you'll see, there's some outside bounds of
those
where
transparent arrows.
Yeah, those arrows. You can't go past that area. But I think anything that's within those bounds, you should be able to get to. And there's probably some neat stuff.
We're close to the purple area. The blue gem is our hometown.
Yeah.
Which I don't
right
know how
now
to pronounce.
We're just to the left of the purple path as it goes around the central area.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know what the name of the town is.
It's
to be true.
No,
that's the zone that we're in.
No. It's like CIER.
No, that's the zone we're in.
No,
Chersones.
Yeah, but the town itself is like
It's also
it's like some sort of weird I's and E's and C's and R's, but I don't know what it's called.
We'll probably do a better job of the next video. I can't guarantee that though, so really don't expect too much out of us.
What am I looking at? What was that? Oh, there's bandits down there. So every human you encounter in the wild is not your friend.
They would prefer to just mess you up and take your gear. The game is fairly unforgiving in its combat. If you mess up, you take a lot of damage. And if you take a lot of damage, then it hurts your chances significantly of moving forward with any kind of real relative storyline.
Yeah, and that reminds me of something we may have also been talking about right at this moment. Your stamina bar will reduce at a different rate whether you're going downhill or uphill.
Yeah. We were talking about it right about this point. Because if you guys will notice, LMNOP's on the bottom yellow circle has a significantly larger grayed out portion than
significant. Well, it is double. It is double yours.
Than the yellow bar on the top. And then you can also notice as we use the stamina bar, it'll go down a little bit, but it's not getting quite grayed out. That grayed out area is the portion that we were talking about. You'll use more of it if you run up a hill than if you run down a hill.
That's sort of a permanent disability that happens until you rest or until you take some sort of potion to get your stamina back. Now I'm temporarily, permanently lessened.
Yeah. I mean, and certainly you can get it back by sleeping as well. The map system that's in this game sort of punishes you for sleeping, though.
That is the hard way. Scott Rob was telling me.
Oh
And
yeah.
I couldn't help myself. I want. Oh no, never mind. Okay.
I was giving him some background on an earlier play, and there's a guy in there that just trounced me to the ground. This was just when I was starting the game out and learning the mechanics and everything, and I didn't understand exactly how hard of a combat system this game was and how punishing it was to just not know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's really coming through on the video very well because we are moving around a lot, but all of those grassland areas that you see that are all purple and magical, anything in this game magical is purple. All of those have a wave of color that are going across them that when you're playing through it is just one of the most beautiful effects that I think I've seen in video games lately.
Yeah, it's like ripples in a pond of that blue.
Mm-hmm. And just kind of like just waves that keep going across. And I'm not sure if they've got like if they're emanating from the mountain source or if they're just kind of a weird wave pattern that's just been placed over top of all of the grass.
You beat me to every single one of those turnips.
I think at this point I was actually racing you because I knew that your
talenting, yeah,
was not gonna have nearly as much space as mine.
And he's thinking ahead. So another thing we've discovered in this early access game is player 2 kind of gets shafted. I went to talk to a guard in our initial little tutorial to show me the game, and I was going to learn a really cool halberd move. And I paid money, and the guard taught me, and when we looked at our menus, Scott Rob had my halberd move, and I didn't. So everything that we do to advance our character goes directly to player 1, and player 2 is like a mule?
A sort of just an extra.
A mule with blades on his hooves so that he can fight with you and
at least a capable horse.
So at some point I'm sure that we will switch backpacks and I'll get the nice one so that I can carry all of our crap.
Well, we might just to buy you another one.
Ooh,
I mean,
that'd be nice.
So in looking up about this game, I have discovered that the 2-player version, the co-op that we're doing right now, is like much easier through mechanics.
So we eschewed going and getting magic at this point because we saw this abandoned and decided, you know what? Let's do a little adventure.
Let's go for the adventure, yeah. Because the bit of it is that we're just doing a quick run for you guys to show off what we're doing.
Yeah, and the magic cave is dark, and we already went through it, so we'll go through it again at some point, but this was much more fascinating to see fools had left behind.
Especially because neither of us had actually ever explored this before, even in my experience with the game before we got here. This is a completely new area for both of us, and we're just like going off on that adventure exploration thing. By the way, I have learned that there are 4 types of gamers for the open world style experience. Feels. So there's an explorer, and there's a treasure hunter.
That's me.
And then there's the min-maxer, specifically just to get the best gear for the build that you're doing.
That's me.
And then there's another one. I can't remember what the other one is. Leave it in the comments if you know before me. And each game that gets described.
Probably that one too.
You probably will.
Yeah.
I mean, surely. All of us are some aspect of each of the 4 of these just mixed together in a way. And people, when they're building these games, have to make sure that their game is going to appeal to all 4 types of the person who are going to play.
I'm so excited. We're watching this in a preview, so I can't tell if if it's as detailed as it was in the game, but the distance there actually gave me a little bit of vertigo. I love heights, so I was about to fall off. But I was being very, very careful at the edge, and then we discovered that that particular section of cliff did not allow
It
you
just
to
has
fall
an
off.
invisible wall. If you're one of those who hates invisible walls, then there are some in this game. Not a whole lot.
So that was a little disappointing. I was hoping that you'd be able to fall off at some point.
So immersion breaking.
Yeah. And then, dude, that was so cinematic. I wish we had the audio from when we were playing this, because I had no clue that hyena was behind me. And then Scott Robb was like, "On your 6!" And then he came rushing past me, got it. We swung around and wrecked those hyenas. I loved it.
At somewhere near this point, we start just running into a lot of hyenas. I remember this fight being a
The
lot
precursor.
longer than what you just saw.
Well, in the moment.
In the moment.
In the moment.
And LMNOP, well, he sort of starts running into some trouble.
Yep, here we go. 2 more. Ah!
Yeah, that's the bit.
I knew I couldn't handle it by
exactly
myself.
The bit.
So I ran him back. Yeah. Classic tactic. Pretend to retreat, run them into your friends. And then I think I zigged when I should have zagged. And there it is.
Oh no, infection. I think it was somewhere near this point that we started realizing we're in trouble. We're down to around half health, each of us. And also, LMNOP's character has...
And we'll check this out in our menu.
Specific physical deficit.
Yeah, in just 1 second. Here we go.
Lose 3% of your health per minute. Yeah.
And then you
get less food from food. Real. That's so cool, man. Just the way that they've detailed all of these effects and the way that all the effects play together.
And I said, "Can we go home now?" And Scott said, "Yeah." I
just thing real quick.
I think you might have even been like, "Go ahead and head back. I'll catch up with you."
I think I did. Right. Yeah, good. You'll be fine. Clear the area on the way here.
No, I clearly remember 2 bandits, 2 other hyenas, another one of those big ass white birds.
At least 6 enemies on the way home.
So I was sticking close.
Which is probably the safer route that we could have taken.
Yeah, and because player 1 gets all the good stuff, my character for this run is going to be the traps guy, because those are items you can collect, so I don't need to worry about any sort of weird, cool upgrades that I won't be getting. So in every single chest and every tent that we find, I pick up spikes and pressure plates and detonation things, and I'm pretty excited to see just how much there is in this traps department, because we have barely scratched the surface.
Oh, and even this first run is dude, we've done nothing. I mean, actually, after having actually looked at the wiki and checked it out, there's
you bad boy.
I know.
Cheater.
I know, cheater. I'm gonna eat a pumpkin, y'all. I think that cave or the magic is going to be whatever our next run is. Certainly, you'll be able to check it out the next time. And if you see the preview in the editing for the Twitch stream that we're on, then you can go check that out. Links to all of the social media is going to be in the bottom. And this is our way back. This is just our run back and sort of hobbling and trying to be as successful as possible.
I think we were debating on whether or not to do a bedroll here.
We were like, should we sleep it off? But then there was like, well, you have an infection and that'll get worse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, as I sleep, it said 3% every minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3% every minute.
And that would continue. We're assuming. Would it continue while you're sleeping?
I don't know if we
didn't want to risk it
per minute is like the per minute of out of game, which is around 45 minutes for the in-game timer, or if that per minute is the like sort of per tick cycle of the game. I'll look into it and I'll see about if I can figure that out, because that sounds like necessary information.
Right. So we decided not to sleep it off and to just head straight back to Subaru and drink some tea. I just needed a little tea
A
break.
sip of tea, that's what we need.
Here's 2 more hyenas. Is that what those are?
Yeah, I think that's hyenas down there.
And we wanted to just straight avoid them. We're at half health. Those
guys
2 sets got us. So luckily, the sun was in their eyes and the wind was going the other way, so they couldn't smell us. We straight up avoided them.
Well, what are we now? It is just a back, but there's some neat things that we ran into on the way back.
Namely me trying to control my camera. I was low angle, and I think every time I stopped and lost focus, it kept going high.
Yeah.
But I think that was also me doing that because I wanted to see what was at my feet.
What are we looking at? What you'll also notice is as we get tired and as that stamina bar gets to the spot where it starts flashing at us, our characters will stop moving as quickly. They'll start running at a labored pace. They're hurting. I mean, our guys look and feel like they're hurting, and each action that you take has so.
Here's a troglodyte cave on our left. I was scoping the area out, worried we'd get attacked.
And you'll notice earlier when we passed by this, I looked at it, and I believe in game at the time I was like, "Hey, I think there's a thing down there. I can't tell if there's a door, but I think it might be."
And if anybody knows anything about troglodytes in the fantasy world as a whole, they hate sunlight, man. So I don't think we had any reason to worry.
Yeah, except for the fact that sun is going down quickly, and
yeah,
I'm not sure that they'll come out of the cave, but I certainly didn't want to test it.
Right.
Certainly not while we were right here and could be dying quickly. This is a good test of, I didn't know that we could get through this little pass. And John figured that out.
Yeah.
Minipe figured that out. And
if you'll notice earlier, I love testing the limits of what kind of a mountain goat I can be in a game.
Another beautiful vista.
Oh, what is that?
Down there is that's the hyena den.
Oh, right. Yeah, bones.
Which I had previously cleared out for enough. But I believe it'll still spawn just hyenas around it. Even if the dungeon itself is cleared.
Yeah, because we run into some more, don't we?
I think there is yet one more fight that gets dicey, may not be the right words, but
it could end badly. You guys don't know.
I mean, we know. You're still figuring it out. By the way, K on your keyboard pauses. J goes back some many seconds. L goes forward some many seconds. Thanks, YouTube. Is it about this vista? And we look over and we finally see the lighthouse again. Yeah,
because we spotted it over those mountains earlier,
and
now there it is. Yep. That's him staring at that bird that we passed earlier.
Man, the way they made this game is really just so pretty to look at.
Not for us. This is a preview. It's very pixelated.
This looks like junk on my
It's
screen
very
right now.
hard to focus on what's happening.
I'm hoping that it actually comes out and it doesn't look like junk when it's posted up. But again, that's what this test is for. That's what you guys are hopefully going to help us out with in the comments section. And that's what really this whole channel is
Look,
about learning and
there's a
making
perfect
us all
example.
better.
Yeah, perfect example of that bird we killed earlier, and then a new bird has spawned in its place.
Right.
Jerry, what do they do to you?
The safety of the gates.
Cheerzo. That's it.
Cheers up.
Cheerzo in the Chinese Valley.
The other nice thing is that you can't pause the game. So if you would like, you can just stay on those loading screens and go take your break, get your stretches in, go ahead, get yourself another drink.
Yeah, it won't
whatever
load
you
until
need.
you hit the continue button. That's pretty cool.
I think at this point it's all about I'm running home so that we can store our non-perishables, and I'm going to start cooking our perishable goods and making some more resources for us to go out the next time.
Life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Do this out of game too.
Yeah.
Feed yourself, man.
As soon as you get home, put those non-perishables away. Fix the perishables. Get them ready. You guys may have to pause. We're just kind of playing in, but
Spicy
those
tea.
descriptions all have.
And there's a beetle real quick in my
useful
primitive
things.
satchel. He's like a green-backed beetle. I think that's the spicy beetle.
Yeah, that's
And that's
the
what
spicy
you can use.
beetle.
Yeah, you can use those to craft up this tea that I'm about to drink.
Like that, even before healing yourself, you're just getting all this stuff into the treasure chest.
Well, yeah, it's very important. Walk in the door, put your keys on the rack, put your coat away.
Don't just go reach straight for the medicine.
Go take your medicine.
Get everything else in the line first, and then
because I need to be
medicine.
rested and relaxed. As soon as I drink this thing, I got to sit down.
Yeah,
I can't be fiddling through my stuff. The medicine might not take hold.
That's not how this works, but that is how it works in the real life.
And this is, after all, a real life substitute that we're watching and playing right now. It's not that mushroom shield. You found that in the troglodyte cave, that first one.
The very first one, yeah. And I actually found two. So I gave one of there's a quest to give the mushroom shield away, and you get some sort of like monies and stuff like that. Yeah. But I got another drop, even though I had already picked up the one for the quest. So having two, I decided LMNOP might want to sword and board for this build. I'll keep it for him, and I'll have him. Actually, with those spots, I'm not sure that you should eat that.
Yeah, that looks poisonous.
Yeah,
which is why it's awesome for a shield. Then we found out that the hatchet gave me 1 extra attack point, and as fun as it is to run around with a machete and a mushroom shield, I wanted that.
We needed to build that stat line up a little bit.
Yeah. Number 3 in the adventuring types, if you recall.
So many lessons already from video 1. So many lessons.
I love it. This is fun. What was I doing? Oh, I was looking at that rug. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What kind of an animal makes a
We're
rug
trying
like
to
that?
figure that one out.
Is it like a slug beast with fur and 2 front legs? Or is it have 2 back legs, a little bump of a tail, and no front legs?
Right? Is it just like a squig from the Warhammer universe?
Was it damaged and they cut the leg parts off because they
Right?
were ugly?
Maybe they wrecked the legs because that was the
It's
piece that
unbroken. Yeah, we may never know.
yeah. It's entirely possible that we just don't get to that. All right. Well, that's the video, guys.
Is it
Have a
going
good.
did it just loop?
This has been GsG. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Things that you guys aren't seeing, but we are.
This has been GsG, and hope everything is wonderful for you. Thanks for coming by, hanging out with us. I'm Scott Rob.
I'm LMNOP.
Be good.
See ya.